Strap in and get ready. You're about to experience Talking NASCAR with Brandon and Clint.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Talking NASCAR with Brandon and Clint. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Clint.
Let's go ahead and talk some NASCAR.
Absolutely.
So, for starters, one thing we're very fortunate about with this show is we have a lot of fake sponsors. We really appreciate their support.
Yeah.
So tonight's episode is brought to you.
Early on in our journey too.
Yes,
it's really nice something to jump on.
It's amazing. Some big names, including tonight's sponsor. Very, very lucky to have them. Landshark Island.
Thank you, Landshark. Yep.
Thank you so much, Landshark. And I really, I can't do this. Okay, listen. I think this is stupid. Okay, this is brewed in St. Louis. How in the hell is this a beach beer? How in the hell do people buy this and think they're drinking a beach beer? This is not a beach beer, people. This is a St. Louis beer. Get your shit together, Landshark. All right. Okay, I feel better.
I don't think they're gonna sponsor us another video.
I think we just lost them.
I think we lost them.
But seriously, it's a beach beer, St. Louis. Has anyone ever been to St. Louis? Give me a break.
It's boring. As Chris Bryant once said, it's boring.
Yeah, it's incredibly boring. It's a joke of a city.
Well, look, we got an arch. Good for you.
Seriously. But okay, so we may have lost them.
St. Louis.
We've lost all 4 or 5 potential people that would watch this in St. Louis, half the population of the big city. But either way, Landshark, thanks for the episode. Hope you come back, even though I think it is
I would say shout out to Jimmy Buffett who started it.
Rest in peace, Jimmy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's fair. This
is for you, Jimmy.
He was great. Yeah.
Cheeseburgers in paradise.
Okay. So now that we got that our fake sponsor out of the way. So tonight, I would like you to grapple with this question, and I think there's a lot of fodder here. Who is the worst broadcaster in NASCAR history?
Worst. There's been some really good ones, and there's been some bad ones. So I have 2 in mind. I'm going to start with one. I'm going to let you go with another, and we'll bounce back and forth here.
Okay.
And this might be controversial, and I don't care personally. I'm going to go with Darrell Waltrip. Is he on your list?
Yes, he's on my list.
Okay. Boogity, I think is, as the kids say, cringe.
Sure.
Okay, I don't know if the kids still say that. But it did for me what I think Talladega Nights did for the sport, and then it kind of set it back. Not that Talladega Nights isn't a funny movie, but I think as a sport, it kind of made a mockery of it, and I think Boogity made a similar mockery of it.
Okay. I think that is fair. I think the reason Darrell Waltrip is on my list, I think he stereotypes the sport in a way that's not productive.
Yes.
The same way Talladega Nights did. And he also, some of the commentary, some of his, and I've looked up stuff online in preparation for this very serious endeavor of discussing who's the worst. And, the whole thing about his vortex theory about it'll not rain once the cars start going around the track. It's like
rarely worked.
It's because he's an idiot. Yeah, and he has no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And so, Darrell Waltrip is definitely on the list. Another one who I think he means well, and I don't mean to, I currently live in Alabama. I don't mean to besmirch, someone from Alabama, but Larry McReynolds. Every time he tries to explain something, in addition to this ridiculous hillbilly speak that he has, this just ridiculous, absurd, it's not English that this man speaks. Again, I live here. I'm surrounded by these people, so I get it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he knows how to read, then that's his journey, right? But it's everything he tries to explain is just gibberish to someone who does not know the sport. And I think you should be appealing and trying to explain to people who have not been a crew chief. And I respect the hell out of him for being a crew. He was the crew chief when Big E won the 500.
Yep.
But he is completely inarticulate and incoherent, and he does not speak English as I understand it.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I started laughing there midway because I thought, okay, so I didn't think of this, but I could also. What is Hammond? Steve Hammond?
Jeff.
Jeff Hammond. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking, hey, you could probably put Jeff Hammond on that list too. And I thought, so basically, the late '90s, early 2000s Fox team, we would have on this list.
Other than Mike Joy.
Mike Joy is fantastic, absolutely.
Yes.
And that was when I thought of, okay, if I went the other way on this list and went best, Mike Joy would be on that list.
Certainly.
So my other worst.
Okay.
And first, I said I before we just recorded, I said this for similar reasons is Clint Boyer.
Okay.
I would say similar reasons to what you just had. I think very hillbilly speak. Doesn't speaks at inappropriate times, doesn't really add to the conversation. There's something to said with a little bit of joking, but it's over the top.
Sure.
And I don't think he's trying to be. I think that's just who he is, and that's fine. And I hate to besmirch another of the few Clints in the world, but sometimes I'll watch I'll watch races with him commentating, and I'm just like, I feel bad for Kevin Harvick and Mike Joy.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord, they got to be next to this guy.
Well, and
you know what I mean?
Kevin Harvick's pretty bad too.
Yes. I think he is useful in that he's the most currently knowledgeable about the car and what it's experiencing. Clint Boyer, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't drive the new car.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
and not to say that
sure
makes him less of a commentator or anything like that. For that reason, I think Kevin Harvick is not as not to say well spoken. He speaks fine and everything, but it's just he doesn't. I don't know how to explain. He doesn't explain this the right way, and he sounds kind of arrogant at times.
Mm-hmm, sure.
Which might be his personality, just judging on the same thing with his podcasts. I will watch his podcast. I don't think he asks particularly good questions.
Sure.
And I don't know how much of that is set up ahead of time. Some people want to know the questions ahead of time, so they know they're not going to ask them about, being on Epstein's Island or something. But
sure.
Yeah, I think maybe Fox in general, minus Mike Joy. Jeff Gordon was fine.
Sure.
Tony Stewart could be fine. He did limited amounts.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of Jeff Burton?
No, I think I like Jeff Burton.
Yeah.
If we're going to go, current people, Jeff Burton is fine. I think when he gives an opinion, because again, this kind of goes back to a conversation we've had about news people and not having an opinion. Right, They're supposed to just deliver the news. I think Jeff Burton is good at just delivering this is what's happening, and not so much, some people you can tell, especially ex-drivers, you can kind of tell who they liked and who they didn't like.
Sure,
and I keep referencing Dale Jr., but he has made a point on his podcast of saying that there's obviously drivers he got along with and drivers he didn't get along with, but he makes a point to be as equal with everybody.
And he is an example of someone when he started out broadcasting, he wasn't bad, but he was struggling, and he has improved so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
As a broadcaster, I would consider him one of the best currently. He is
currently,
good.
yeah, for sure.
But on that note, another one that is very good is Steve Letarte. He is good.
He's able to convey. Well. Yes, he's able to convey opposite of what you said about McReynolds.
Yes.
Able to convey in a way that us stupid people can understand.
Definitely. And on that note, someone who's absolutely useless, and I have no idea what his salary is, but I guarantee you he's making a lot of money, and it's a damn shame every time I hear him speak. Dale Jarrett. I like Dale Jarrett as a driver. That's fine. He was a Ford guy. I'm not a Ford guy, but fine. He won championship, won some Daytona 500s. That's all fine and good. Useless, mindless observations with no color at all. Dull. I'm bored. I'm asleep every time he talks. And I'm pretty sure that's not what a broadcaster is supposed to do.
I don't think so.
I
It's
don't
supposed to be
think I'm.
engaging and to pull you in. You should be able, I think,
Yes.
to close your eyes and still understand what's going on.
Okay.
Much
Well,
like
then,
the radio station, and this is why the radio broadcasters are so damn good. And
sure.
you'd be hard pressed to find a radio broadcaster who's not good, because
Certainly.
they have to be able to tell you what's happening on the track.
Absolutely.
And you have to be able to be driving down the road, no idea, and just see the race in your mind.
Mm-hmm. And to that point, all the MRN guys, I'm trying to think of one that's like that was bad. I mean, Eli Gold is just classic. You
Yeah.
know, I don't know if Bob Jenkins did MRN or not, but he was good in his day. There was David Moody is very good.
Yep.
I don't know if he's still doing it. I haven't listened to MRN in a long time. I just
haven't
watch the
either.
races now. But
No,
Eli Gold was just classic NASCAR.
Yes. Yeah, like I could hear his voice in my head, and I didn't listen to the radio that often, but you knew when you did. Yeah.
Yes.
I had so one other bad one while I was saying, when you said Dale Jarrett, and I hate to say this, obviously he was my favorite driver, but Rusty Wallace was not a very good broadcaster.
Sure.
He may have been better on the radio. I know he does radio occasionally, but I haven't heard him on the radio. Kind of another one that I don't think really conveys. I think because he had such a high knowledge of how the car worked, he was very similar to Mark Martin in that way, and probably in Dale Earnhardt Senior, that knew how to set up a car. He knew what he wanted. The crew chief was there for looks. He was there. He was going to tell you what went in it. You know, it's going to have this spring here. It's going to have that spring there, this one there, and that one there. He knew that, and I think because he has this level of intellect about the car, it's hard to explain to here.
Sure.
You know, because he'll tell you about spring rates and all that stuff, but down here doesn't know what that means.
Sure.
You know, I ran a 500 pound in here, a 300 there, and a 1200 out back. Nobody knows what that means.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
So I think he could be kind of dull on top of that.
There's another guy who he was fired, and I rejoiced when he was fired. And I jokingly always told my dad I was going to write him letters. And I was just going to say, "Dear Rick Allen, I hate you. Love in Christ, Brandon."
You did like Rick Allen, okay?
I cannot stand Rick Allen. I think
explain to me why, because I didn't have a problem with it personally.
Okay. The most obvious observations, he's the master of talking in circles, saying absolutely nothing of substance.
Okay.
What they need to do today is try their best to win the race. You know, shit like that. When it's like,
yeah, I think they both like, especially keys to the race is, to be in first when the checker flag flies. No crap.
Yes. All of this crap. Like every time, there wasn't one time when he ever spoke where I went, "Wow, that was interesting." Wow, I learned something. Right. Like Steve Letarte learned things. Yeah. You know, even Larry McReynolds and his Alabama speak. Occasionally, I learned something. You know, but like Rick Allen, I learned nothing. I learned nothing from the man, and so he got fired. And I don't normally rejoice in someone getting fired, but I was fine with that. But now, this. I mean, they're fine now. I have no issue with the current.
No, a lot of people don't like Lee Duffy, and I don't. He's fine. Like, I think they just don't like his accent.
Sure. And what's he supposed to
do? He does a very good job. Stop with the accent. That's for F1. That's usually the comment I see is that kind of talks for F1 racing. I'm like, okay. I don't. He is entertaining. He's telling you what's on the track. He's not. I think what your point with Rick Allen. He's not talking in circles. He's not telling you obvious things. How'd he crash? Well, he hit the wall. Oh, no shit.
Yes. Yes. And this race is so important. Yeah. This is your insight. This is what you're getting paid tens of thousands of dollars a race to say. Hire me. I'll be more vulgar, but I can make some interesting points.
There's a delay on the broadcast for a reason. I believe Dale Earnhardt Jr. was that reason, but
good for him.
Yeah, right. Because he said it don't mean shit or whatever,
yes.
and that's when they put a delay on.
He lost the championship that year
because of that.
He won at Talladega, and that was his 5th time winning at Talladega. And they
Mhm.
said, "How does it feel to win here 5 times?" Don't mean shit. Daddy won here 10 times.
Yep.
Could have been
Yeah.
a champion. I'm over it. It's been a long time.
It's
I'm
been
over
a long time. You're never over stuff like that. That hurts.
it. Yes.
Uh,
That's the year that got away.
yes.
Damn
it
you,
is.
Junior,
You're
and
absolutely right.
your hillbilly profanity. Damn you. Okay, I'm over it. I just need to take a breath. What could have been? What could have been?
Right. You have any other ones you don't like?
Those. Well, I mean, I've always got. I'm kind of a hater, So I've got,
Right.
I drink Haterade when I'm not
Right.
drinking
Which
Landshark, St. Louis's finest Landshark. I'd like to.
of last year's broadcast teams, which
Mhm.
one is your favorite? I think it's obvious in my
Oh,
case.
oh, it's got to be the Dale Jr. team.
The Amazon one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Amazon.
100%.
I think races should be streamed.
Mhm.
There's far too many. I cut the cord a long time ago.
Mhm.
And Amazon, I think, did a fantastic job. And because there's so much access to so much information
Sure.
with the new cars, because everything in the cars, monitored, right?
Mhm.
That they could tell you how much gas and how much they were saving on gas and stuff. And normally, as much as I hate fuel mileage races, to be able to see that
Yeah.
and to see how one driver is affecting it compared to another.
Mhm.
You're going the exact same speed on the track, and yet this guy is getting another mile per gallon than that guy, and how that equates over this many laps. That's this many laps that you've gained driving that way. So I
Sure.
think it really it opened up a different part. It kind of made fuel mileage racing a little more exciting. It actually made it exciting because there were some that you're like, there's no way he's going to make it. William Byron where did he win? Wherever he won, that it was like, there's no
Sure.
way this dude's out of gas 8 laps ago and somehow he made it.
Sure. Might have been Darlington. Was it Darlington? I don't remember.
No, because Briscoe won Darlington.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Uh,
No, you're right though about some of the metrics that they have now that they bring to the broadcast. It's very interesting. And what I do enjoy about the sport, still, despite even with the bells and whistles like that, it's still such an imperfect.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of stuff down to a science, but there are drivers. When Bubba Wallace won at Indy, right?
Yeah.
That, I mean, he should have been out of gas a few laps before.
Yeah.
Based on what they were showing on TV, and he made it. He made it work. So I still think even when you see that, there's still uncertainty. There's still drama. You know what I mean? Which to me, that's important. It's if there's less drama, if they know definitively that next lap one driver is going to run out of gas, then you're you're putting the cart before the horse versus letting the race play out.
Now, I would say in those two instances, obviously those two drivers were cheating.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
They were Harry hogging it. That's the bad verb. Now that I said it out loud.
Harry hogging.
They had what did he say? Give you an extra long fuel line for an extra gallon of gas.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say happened there in those two instances.
Yeah,
if they had a standard fuel line and a standard fuel tank, they would have never made it.
Yeah, that must be it. Yeah,
because it's the only explanation.
With it, there's only a few things possible here, right? It's either that Bubba Wallace cheated in that instance.
The computer was wrong, or they cheated.
The computer was wrong. They cheated, or the alternative is that a lot of the people accusing him of cheating are a bunch of backwoods hillbilly rednecks.
No, that's not it.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry.
If I had to guess, if I had to put on my conspiracy hat, okay, just gonna slide it on there. You see it? Okay.
That's a MAGA hat.
Obama did it.
We've alienated all 6 of our subscribers. So, great episode. Nice chatting with you about who is the worst, and as well as some of the better, the broadcasters in NASCAR. Awesome chatting with you as always. And until next episode, I'm Brandon.
And I'm Clint.
Take care, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Talking NASCAR with Brandon and Clint. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Have a suggestion? Leave a comment down below. The boys would be happy to hear from you. Until next time, have a great week.